Hey guys, Mike Tang here with Tang Trades. I'm just going to be doing a trade recap today, similar to what I did. I did record my screen, but I figured this one's a little bit easier because it's a little bit more convoluted here. So I took a trade right at open, you see at 9:30, and I ended up getting out around 9:33 with limit orders. I found that was actually a little bit more helpful. And just to reiterate why, on Bank of America, I was looking at it like this. The pre-market hours, we had a nice range from essentially here, going here and here. And so I figure if it breaks the top and holds a little bit, I would get in. So it broke, it held here, I bought in. And then as soon as it spiked up, I actually got out with a limit. This was super quick of a candle, but I got out with a limit order to make sure that I got filled. And that actually worked out pretty well. Now, I don't necessarily recommend using limit orders for scalping, but in this case, it worked out. I did have enough time for it, and I did have my market order ready. So over there, nice. It went from $80, or sorry, zero point 0.8. I got out one at 0.82, and the other one was at 0.86. So it's a small little profit there. Then we had a QQQ. 943, so I was looking at QQQ 943 for a call here. And if you look at what I was looking at for QQQ 943 was pretty much this candle right here. I got in on this wick, it whipped up to this resistance line, and then it came right back down. And then I think I took it off because it went up in like less than half a second. So yeah, so I sold it the next minute because I thought it was going to break down just because of all the selling pressure there. But as it turns out, it did not. It actually kind of held here and then continued rallying up. I was looking for more trades to get back in because I saw that it hit the resistance 1, 2, 3 times before coming down. So I was looking to actually get into a put below this particular pre-market level, which was, I highlighted in the green here. Now I ended up holding up. I didn't get in because 2 reasons. It didn't actually break out below this level, and also there was no like really huge sell volume that kind of gave it the push that it needed. It ended up going back to the high here. I was watching it to see whether or not it would get rejected again. It actually broke out and then just kept on rallying. I didn't really have much of an entry to get back in here. Maybe I could have took one off the 9, but it never actually did that, and then now it's kind of recovering a little bit. So I just didn't get into this trade here. So it took a couple of losses. And then I actually got into BABA here, and I'll explain the BABA trade. It ended up being a loss, but it would have been longer. I'm just doing this particular recap because it technically would be a win, and I was going to hold it for longer, but I actually have to get going. And that's something to consider as well. When trading, especially day trading, if you have a time limit that you need to be out by, that is a consideration, especially with the different types of stocks that you may be trading. So BABA typically doesn't move super fast. And I also know that FOMC is going to happen in 2 o'clock. This is a Chinese stock, so it's not super relevant, but the market in terms of how many people are trading, it does matter. So I'll explain this particular trade. I got in, or I was looking at this, and I saw that there's a nice little resistance here, the 165 level. And I kind of drew this line from the pre-market levels here. So from here, I was watching it. It didn't break out. It held, and then it came down to this level, and I saw that there's a nice little flag here. So a nice little consolidation under the 165 level, and I was watching it. And when it actually did break out with some volume here, I got in around this level, and it rose right back up. Now, I ended up drawing this line here just for you guys to see that my stop was going to be above this particular point here. And it touched it, and it went right back down, and it just consolidated under. So I was sitting in this trade from pretty much here all the way to here. So that's like maybe about 30 minutes or so. And it ended up going down to reach the lows again. It didn't actually break out. I ended up getting out about here or so, and it ended up giving me a loss because of all the decay of time from contracts. So that's something to be considered about it for options. Now this thing may still continue to go down lower as the day goes on, but the idea was that I was going to trade as a breakout, and also I don't have the time to just sit here to do that. I kind of have to go to work. But yeah, that would be the trade recap for today. another rough day. I was actually messing around with snap mid orders and stuff, and I was doing that because the spread on Baba is pretty wide. So if I'm just looking at here, 93, 90, well, when it's moving, it's like maybe a 10, 15 spread, and I didn't really like that. So um, I was trying to mess around with snap stuff, which is why you see 3 orders. Normally I would just take one, but this is paper and I'm kind of messing around with it, and you know, I kind of fiddled around with it. It didn't work as well as I would like. So something to be considerate about is, at least for Baba, it tends to move fast right off the open, and then it slows down afterwards. So maybe I may not be trading Baba as a day trade type of thing, and I'll continue to look at QQQ and SPY. I wanted to get in those, seeing all the rally and stuff, but it really didn't play out the way that I wanted to in terms of setup, so I just didn't get into the trade. I got faked out a little bit, maybe a little bit of fear, but I'm okay with taking that loss because of how that candle responded. Wish I could show you guys, or I did record it, but we'll leave it for another video. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys like what I'm doing here, consider subscribing to be up to date for the next video. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.